Welcome to The Deep Dive. Today we're going to tackle something that, well, it seems pretty simple, doesn't it? Booking a restaurant table in English.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that can really make people, freeze up, even if they kind of know the
Oh,
words.
absolutely. That freeze up moment is exactly why we're digging into this. I mean, picture it, right? You're in London, starving. You spot this great little Italian place.
Yeah.
You could just shuffle in and mumble, I want food.
Huh. Not ideal.
Not ideal at all. Compare that to walking in, making eye contact, and saying, Hi, I'd like to book a table for two, please. It's worlds apart. Our research looking at actual interactions, it really shows that politeness in English-speaking places isn't just like manners.
Right.
It actually signals, competence. Confidence. It's like telling them, hey, I get how this works. Puts everyone at ease.
So that's the mission then.
That's the mission.
Yeah.
Moving from that awkward feeling to polished confidence.
Yeah. Okay. So by the end of this deep dive, our goal is pretty straightforward. You'll feel totally confident making that reservation. On the phone, face to face, using English that sounds, well, natural.
Exactly.
Right. To get there, though, we need to lay the groundwork, start with the basic words, the phrases you're going to hear and definitely going to need to use.
Precisely. Let's nail down these key terms. Think of them as quick reference points.
Yeah.
So first, reservation. That's just the arrangement, to hold the table for you.
Okay.
When you book a table, you're making that arrangement ahead of time.
Got it. Booking is the action.
Yep. If the table is available, it just means it's free, open, not taken.
Simple enough.
The opposite, fully booked. That means, sorry, no tables left at all.
Ah, the dreaded phrase.
Yeah. Then there's your group size. That's your party of two or party of four, whatever the neighborhood is.
Okay.
A time slot that's just the specific time they have open for reservations, like 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m.
Right. Makes sense.
If you want a specific spot, maybe you ask for a table by the window.
Ooh, nice view.
Hopefully. If you got little ones, you'll need a high chair.
Essential for families.
And it's super important.
Yeah.
An allergy, something that makes you sick if you eat it. Got to tell the staff about that.
Definitely. Okay, so those are the terms, but don't worry, we're not just going to leave you with a list.
No way.
We'll be using these immediately, putting them into context so they actually stick.
Yeah, context is key.
All right, so we have the building blocks. Let's make them work for us. This is where it gets really practical. We're looking at the actual phrases you'll use in different situations.
Yes. Let's start with making a reservation on the phone. Politeness here is, well, it's everything.
Okay.
So common ways to ask. Hello, I'd like to book a table for two, please. Nice and simple.
Standard, polite.
Or you could ask about availability. Do you have any availability for tonight at 7 p.m.?
Good one.
Or, more generally, can I make a reservation for this Saturday evening? Or is there a table for four available tomorrow night?
Clear questions.
If you have a preference, we'd like a table by the window, if possible. Always add that if possible.
Right, softens it.
To make sure it's confirmed. Could you please confirm the reservation by text? Very handy these days. You might need to ask, what time slots do you have available? Or maybe, do you have any outdoor seating?
Good for summer.
Definitely. And if it's special, we'll be celebrating a birthday. Do you do anything special? Worth asking.
Why not?
So a really solid example putting it together. Hi, this is Emma. I'd like to make a reservation for 4 people on Friday at 8 p.m.
Perfect. Short, clear, has all the info.
Exactly. Now, what about booking in person? You walk in or you're already there.
Yeah, the walk-in situation.
Right. You can say,
Sure.
Hi, do you have a table for two?
Yeah.
Straightforward.
Okay.
If you didn't plan, we don't have a reservation. Is there any availability?
Manages expectations.
If it looks busy, how long is the wait? Good to know up front.
Definitely.
And just like the phone, you can ask for specifics. Can we get a table outside? Or is there a table by the window?
Still polite to ask.
Or state a preference gently. We'd prefer a quiet corner, if possible.
Nice touch.
For families again. Could we have a high chair for a baby?
Yep.
And just to be sure about their policy.
Yep.
Do you accept walk-ins? Some places don't, especially peak times.
Good point.
So a typical walk-in might sound like, Hi, We don't have a reservation. Is there a table available for 2 people?
Clear and polite again. Looking at all these, what stands out to me is they're quite direct, but like you said, polite. Is there a danger of being too direct? Like skipping the polite bits and just saying table for two? Does that sound rude?
That is such a great question. And yes, absolutely. Our analysis definitely shows that's a common slip-up. Just barking, table for 2, can sound, well, abrupt, maybe even demanding. The phrases we've listed, they use those little softeners. Please, I'd like, if possible, could we? They make a huge difference. It signals, the social dance, not just what you want. Shows confidence in the interaction itself.
Ah, okay. So confidence isn't just being bold, it's knowing how to ask appropriately.
Exactly. And part of that is also knowing what the restaurant staff might say back to you,
Yeah.
anticipating their responses. That's super empowering. It stops that freeze-up moment dead in its tracks.
Okay, so what might we hear from their side?
Well, they might unfortunately say, we're fully booked tonight. Or they might offer an alternative. We can seat you at 8:30.
Okay, compromise.
If it's busy, you'll likely hear, there's a 20-minute wait.
Mm.
Or maybe longer.
Good to know.
They might suggest
Would you like to sit at the bar while you wait?
an option.
If things are moving along, your table will be ready shortly.
Getting closer.
And sometimes you get lucky. We have cancellation. You're in luck. Yes. Best news. Wow, okay, just hearing those laid out like that, it really does take the surprise element away, doesn't it? It's like you suddenly have a bit of their script too.
Exactly.
Knowing those common replies means you can just respond, keep the conversation going smoothly, no awkward silence. Brilliant.
It removes that unknown factor.
Okay, so we've got the words, we've got the phrases, we even know what they might say back, but hearing it all put together, that's different.
Totally.
Let's bring it to life. Show everyone how this vocabulary and these phrases actually sound in a real conversation.
Let's do it. Okay, first up, a typical phone reservation.
Good evening, Abella Italia. How can I help you?
Hi, I'd like to make a reservation for this Friday evening, please.
Certainly. How many people will be in your party?
4 people.
What time would you like the reservation for?
Around 7:30, if possible.
We have availability at 7:45. Would that work?
Yes, that's perfect. Can we sit by the window?
I'll make a note of that. May I have your name, please?
Sure, it's Sarah Lee.
All right, Miss Lee. You're all set. See you Friday at 7:45.
C. Smooth. Now let's do an in-person walk-in.
Hi. We don't have a reservation. Do you have a table for 2?
Let me check. Yes, we have a table ready. Would you like to sit inside or outside?
Outside would be great, thanks.
Please follow me. Your server will be right with you.
Yeah, you can really hear it there. It's clear, it's polite, it's efficient. Even with the request for the window seat in the first one, it just flows. No big deal.
Right. And connecting this back to the bigger idea, using this kind of polite, natural English in public, it's huge. Our deep dive into countless real interactions, it just confirms this over and over. It's not just about perfect grammar. It's the rhythm, the tone, those subtle signals of respect. It makes you sound, well, more fluent, more confident, and definitely more respectful within these cultures.
So how do we make sure we nail that politeness?
Small tweaks make a big difference. Instead of just, can I, try soften it to, could I? Like, could I book a table for 2? Sounds a bit more polite, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. For a slightly more formal touch, would it be possible is great. Would it be possible to reserve a table by the window?
Very smooth.
If you feel you're asking for something a bit extra, if it's not too much trouble, works wonders. If it's not too much trouble, could we get a quiet table?
Shows consideration.
Exactly. Stating a preference, we would prefer. Sounds much better than we want. So we would prefer to sit near the window.
Got it.
And if you think it's a long shot, try, is there any chance? Is there any chance of getting a table tonight? Acknowledges it might be difficult.
These are great nuances. I remember using booking once in New York, thinking it was fine and just getting this slightly confused look. It really hammered home your point earlier about reservation being more universal.
Exactly. That's a perfect example.
These little shifts, they really do lead to those aha moments where you realize it's not just about being understood, it's about sounding natural, like you belong in the conversation.
Precisely. Which brings us nicely to avoiding some common little tripwires, things that intermediate learners often stumble over.
Okay, let's hear them. What are the common mistakes?
Right. Well, mistake one is saying, I want to reserve a seat.
Seat versus table.
Exactly. In a restaurant context, you're reserving the whole dining space for your group, which is a table. A seat is just one chair. It sounds a bit odd.
So the fix.
Simple. I'd like to reserve a table.
Okay, next.
Mistake two. Saying I am for people.
Chuckles. Yeah, I can see how that sounds strange.
It really does. It sounds like you personally contain four people.
Mm-hmm.
The natural way is there are four of us, or we're a party of four.
Much better. What else?
Mistake three. Asking, do you have free tables?
Why is that one wrong? Seems logical.
It's grammatically okay, but free usually implies zero cost in English, like free samples. It's just not the idiomatic way to ask if tables are unoccupied.
Okay, so what's more natural?
Ask, do you have any availability, or do you have any tables available tonight?
Availability. Got it.
Mistake four. Using, can I make a booking now?
You mentioned this one, booking versus reservation.
Yeah, just to reiterate, booking is definitely used, especially more in UK English, but reservation is understood perfectly everywhere. UK, US, everywhere else. It's just the safer, more neutral term.
So stick with reservation.
Generally, yes. So, can I make a reservation?
Okay, one more.
Mistake five. This is a classic direct translation error. What is the hour of the table?
Oh, dear. Yeah. Sounds very formal and
Really unnatural, yeah. It's translating word for word. What you want to ask is, what times are available? Or what time slots do you have? I actually heard someone once try to book for 2 mice because they misheard 2 adults or something similar on the phone.
Oh, no.
It just shows how getting these core phrases right really matters.
That's hilarious, but also a great point. Paying attention to these details, these nuances, it's absolutely key to sounding fluent and avoiding, well, booking for rodents. Okay, so this is where we really bring it home. Let's turn all this learning into stuff you can use immediately. Actionable steps. We've got some sentence structures ready for you to practice.
Yes, absolutely. Repeating these out loud is fantastic practice. Or even just writing them down helps cement them.
Okay, lay them on us.
All right, try these templates. I'd like to make a reservation for number people at time, please.
Nice and complete.
Do you have any tables available for a day at time?
Good availability check.
We'd like a table for number, preferably by the window outside.
Adding that preference.
Can you confirm the booking under your name?
Always good to confirm.
Is outdoor seating available?
Simple and direct for that specific query.
And just a few extra real-life bonus tips, things we notice come up a lot in real situations.
Yeah, the practical stuff.
First, always try to arrive on time. Being significantly late, especially somewhere busy, could mean they give your table away.
Ouch. Okay, punctuality matters.
It really does. And if you are running late, definitely call them. It's just polite, and it might save your reservation.
Good etiquette.
Also, remember in big, busy cities, London, New York, places like that, reservations are often pretty much essential, especially on Friday or Saturday nights. Don't just assume you can walk in.
Plan ahead in popular spots.
Definitely. Now, in more casual restaurants or cafes, walk-ins are usually more accepted, but just be prepared that you might have to wait a bit.
Manage expectations. Good tips. And here's our final, maybe the most crucial tip. We seriously encourage you. Find a local restaurant, maybe one you don't even plan to go to, and just call them. Practice making a reservation.
Yeah.
You can always politely cancel later if you need to. But that act of actually doing it, saying the words out loud in a real situation, that builds real confidence. Remember, confidence truly comes from action.
Couldn't agree more.
So there you have it. We've gone deep. You've learned how to book that table, ask about availability clearly, and sound polite and totally natural while doing it.
Hmm.
You are genuinely ready now. Go out, enjoy that dinner anywhere in the English-speaking world.
And maybe this whole process, mastering this specific everyday skill, it raises a bigger question for you to think about. If you can tackle booking a restaurant with this kind of focused approach, understanding the language, the nuances, building confidence through practice, what other practical situations in your life could benefit from the same thing?
Yeah.
How could using clear, polite, confident language open up other doors, other experiences, other opportunities for you?
That's fantastic thought to leave everyone with. Keep that curiosity going
Stay polite out there.
and always keep learning.